Welcome, Cover family. We have a special guest here. He plays at Kent State University. He played here at NW Cabarrus High School, and he's going into his redshirt junior year. And we have the pleasure of speaking with Tevin Tucker.
What's up? How y'all doing?
All right, so of course, you just came off of a good season for yourself. Overall, team-wise, wasn't what y'all were really looking for. But we just want to know how you feel and what's next, man. You just hit the portal. What's next? We obviously can't talk too much about it, but
on the season, we did better than we did the past 2 years. As everybody knows. Finished 5-7. Really should have finished 6-6. Should have went to a bowl game this year. So that was a disappointment, losing to Central Michigan in the final 2 games. But overall, as a team, I feel like it was a lot of growth. I feel like we had a lot of young guys come in that stepped up to the plate on the transfers and graduates that left previously. As a returner, I had to put a lot of trust in a lot of guys, and it went a lot better than what I expected. So I'm thankful for them. Personally, I feel like I did good on my season. Was able to showcase a lot of more of my versatility. As y'all know, we got a new DC.
Yeah.
we got a new. So his scheme of things allowed me at my position to showcase a lot more of my skill than what I was able to in the past. So I was thankful for that.
Well, my first real question, of course, is, here at Northwest Cabarrus, you play wide receiver. And everybody knew you as the wide receiver, the guy going to play wide receiver. And Coach Santana, shout out Coach Santana, he's the one that really marketed you as a safety. If we ever get in trouble, Tevin's going out there to play safety, backside, we're going to be good. We got to go defensive line, do what we do, and we got Tevin back there, so we're going to be all right. So what was it like with the transition of going from wide receiver to a safety, especially playing at the high level?
When it happened, I was like, dang, because truly I didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the recruitment process, it's not as fun as everybody thinks. So, for the ones that know me, I was originally committed to James Madison.
Correct.
I was committed there to go to receiver. Got my scholarship pool, gave it to a guy out the portal, and I didn't find that out from them. I found that out through Coach Moore. So one day after practice.
That's crazy.
We didn't even know that, y'all. He was on the team. We didn't even know that.
So, I didn't bring that up. I didn't really tell anybody. I just posted my decommitment, my transition. But because of when it happened in my senior season, it kind of messed up my recruitment to where I was actually thinking about going D2. At a certain point, I was looking at like Catawba and Limestone. Actually, those were like my 2 highest picks.
Good thing you go to Limestone.
Yeah, good thing.
Facts, especially everybody.
Sorry, Kashan.
But it was hard to get back into the recruitment process with a lot of other schools that I did have previously. Because, everybody, they switching the board.
Yeah, so I want to touch on that. Because, not a lot of people knew why you decommitted and what happened with that. And, it was something big because, like you said, it messed up your recruitment. And you went from, I remember, Liberty, James Madison, all these big-time Division I schools. And then them just, as soon as your injury, which we'll get to later, they just up and left. And they didn't contact you, all that. So how did that make you feel, seeing that you were someone top on their board, they just gave up on you?
Put a chip on my shoulder. That's the easiest way to word it. Like, put a chip on my shoulder to where my junior season and throughout my senior season, I didn't even tell y'all until I signed.
Yeah.
My mom had breast cancer, so I didn't find that out till mid-junior season. Found that out. So also having that a part of coaches not hitting me back and everything else, it was a lot. It was up, for sure.
Yeah, especially, you're in high school. I really taught how to deal with that at that age.
Yeah.
All right, so mine's a little more about Kent State, about the MAC. You know, MAC shit's kind of crazy. I'm looking at y'all's schedule. Y'all play 2 playoff teams, come to find out, which is insane.
Have mercy.
Yeah,
I mean,
last year, too.
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Played Florida State, who at the time was 7th, seemed their confidence was high, whatever. I want to know what's MACtion like playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Like, how is that different than obviously you come in high school, playing every Friday, it's a strict schedule. Now you have to adjust, like, hey, we got a random game on a Tuesday. Like, how does that feel preparation-wise?
Being in it, I love it. And a lot of other people in the MAC players relate and say they love that as well. Yeah. Just because, you know, it kind of pushes you feeling like high school again on Friday night. Like,
I see.
You know, you at night, everything. It's really not going to be no crowd.
Yeah, it's true.
It's on a random Tuesday, on a random Wednesday. There's nobody there. Like, I feel like action is truly for people who love football. To where you ain't gonna have the fans, you gonna hear what your coach is saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that, for sure. But the preparation part, depending on if you play on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you either get a shorter week or a longer week.
Yeah.
So usually we always get a day off, and then you having Tuesday practice on Friday. Wednesday practice on Saturday.
That's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's a whole different thing.
That is disgusting.
Right.
I'm so mad. They used to be mad at our Saturday practice. Those were easy.
So the only kind of benefit you do have is just on that game day, you know, during the week. So when you got classes and stuff, you kind of get the
exactly.
You don't got to go to class.
Yeah,
For sure.
I want to touch on same thing with playing these big schools like Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Florida State. All 3 of them were away games.
Yeah.
What is that sort of atmosphere like being on the field? Because I know that, like, we've experienced high school playoff games, we've been to college level games, but I personally haven't been to anything as far as we going to Texas Tech, who's in the playoffs. We going to Oklahoma.
Going to Florida State.
Going to Florida State.
Home of the
Schools
Seminoles.
that are historically known for the sport, that, you know, have a reputation of being great football programs. What is that like playing in that stadium with those crazy fans yelling at you? You can't hear your coaches, all that.
I'll start by saying this, that on NCAA, that stadium post.
Yeah.
It's real.
It is real, folks. It is a very real thing.
That's hilarious.
I mean, as a competitor, you gotta love it.
Right.
You gotta love it. Going into those games, it kind of brings the best out of players, especially coming from a smaller conference. So playing a bigger school like that, we know that there's only so much room for error playing a team like that.
Right.
Everybody got to be on their P's and Q's, coaches included, staff, preparation week, and playing those schools. I could tell from my team they had a little more oomph in that
sure.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
like, I gotta go crazy this game. Playing Florida State, like this is how I get
exactly.
myself on the map.
Bro.
The atmosphere, love it. Honestly, this year games didn't even compare to last year when we played Penn State.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State, that's a stadium.
Was that a night game?
No, Tennessee was. Tennessee by far was the greatest experience I've had, honestly. Because we in the locker room pregame and the locker room shaking.
What?
Man,
That's crazy.
man.
We come out like it really felt like a movie. Like we're in the tunnel to run out on the field while the band's going. You see the jets flying over with the smoke.
Yeah.
The band going.
That's so
crazy.
tough.
Like
That's
It's
so
the first
tough.
game of the year, too.
it felt like a movie. Like honestly, it felt like I was in a movie, and everything was in slow motion.
That's insane.
That was the first game?
That's crazy.
Tennessee was the first
Oh my
game of the
gosh,
season.
that's
Penn State
crazy.
was the next week.
Going into this season, Texas Tech. Texas Tech was actually the funniest because you know they throw the tortillas.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, so going into that week, like our coach is trying to tell us, don't y'all get no penalties because they throwing the tortillas and everything else. I ain't gonna say his name, but one of our players on the D lineman started tripping back at the student section. And so they looked him up, started going crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
nice.
our D lineman said something about one of their girlfriends, and they were on him the rest of the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's nasty. I mean, bro, you're in enemy territory. You gotta just chill.
Yeah,
You know what
that's-
you're going up against. You gotta just chill. Like, just take that one on the chin.
Yeah.
Also, though, I did get tackled when we played Oklahoma. When I was warming up, they section was like right by us. And then the thing about Oklahoma Stadium, I don't know why they got brick wall there.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of the players actually got hurt.
Yeah, I remember that.
in the
I think I
first
saw
quarter.
that.
Yeah, that was
But
crazy.
it's like the sidelines are so small, so like the small are really like right behind the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you was to really like reach your hand up, they could touch you for sure. So we warming up and different stuff,
That's
and the fans look me up. They saying my name and everything, and they just straight like it's not even glazing like.
They just trying to get a reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
You can't do nothing but laugh.
I'm already knowing. You know, I want to touch back on high school because, you know, that's when we spent a lot more time together, you know, being here. You know, Northwest really wasn't a school that won a lot. You know, I went to Harris Road and we played Northwest and we would dominate Northwest. I'm talking about 50. We put 50 in the first half on them boys.
I played. Yeah.
Harry played. I think that was his first year. Was your first year?
Yeah.
His first year, Harry played. And I remember telling Zyke, like, oh, you would never catch me dead in a Northwest uniform. And next thing you know, I get the news, you're going to Northwest and Zyke's going to J.M. Robinson. Like, that to
That's
me
crazy.
was nasty. And to see that freshman year, and I remember us being in the same science class with Coach Brown, and all of them were really they really give you a shot or a real chance. You know, they always counted you out. They always said, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. And then to finally get your chance, you know, sophomore year, we played really well against Kannapolis, and if I'm not mistaken, you scored 2 touchdowns, and it was a really big game for you at least. Granted, we lost. We were terrible that year. Again, another terrible season. But junior year, you know, trash again. And somehow, some way, you still stood out and did your thing. And what I really want to know is, speaking back to what we talked about earlier, is the injury that came against that playoff game our senior year. You know, granted, we had got demolished. We got these guys. That was the only real game to put our hat on. See, they're laughing, but they don't got nothing. They don't got nothing. Yeah. It was not a fun time at all. Tevin didn't play. We got ran out the gym.
Oh, yeah, you didn't play against us.
Yeah. We got ran out the gym, and it was bad. But other than that game alone, like seeing everything that you did that year and in the playoff game, and we're playing pretty good. We think we have a real shot at going to win the state championship. You getting hurt, what went through your mind?
I was hurt, bro. Cause you gotta think, I didn't even play the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
Cause I got that injury during the summertime.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play. I don't remember. I think we played West Cabarrus first, and then we played
Cox Mill, yep.
I didn't get to play those 2 games. We got ran through by Cox Mill.
Yeah.
Got
Just
ran
put the
through
score right here.
Yeah.
We'll put some clips in there, too.
Here we go, bro.
Then I started, getting my body back, everything like that, getting back in the flow of things, starting to feel like myself again. And, you know, what the team was talking about that season was getting to the playoffs and having a state championship run.
Yeah, we had a dog at defensive coordinator. I'm talking, he a
I mean,
real.
you want to go like 9-1 regular season? Yeah, y'all were
we only
good.
let up 84 points, and 40 of them came from y'all. So,
We finished the season 10-2.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah, exactly.
Which,
I mean,
10-2
double
Northwest
digits?
is crazy.
Unheard of. Unheard of.
Literally unheard. I don't know because
They did it next year,
I don't know
too.
if this team or not.
They did it next year. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
With Jackson.
They were before us.
Oh, y'all
This
were really good. Our freshman year at Coxville?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
But I don't
We
know.
had
Varney?
lost.
Yeah.
Y'all beat us in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
No, y'all were supposed to come here and play us again, but y'all never did.
Was crazy, so when it happened, I didn't know it was broke. Like, I didn't know I broke my fibula bone. Because I tried standing back up, and I couldn't get up. And so when they took me up to like the training room and everything, I'm like, I'm good. Like, just take me up. I'm straight. No, bro. No, bro. Like, they was feeling it and everything. Living my feelings. It was like, yeah, you're done. You're done for today at least. Because they didn't know exactly what it was. They just knew like, we're not finna let you play.
Right.
So I was hurt, obviously. First playoff game, we worked so hard. That was our first year in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the
So you telling
playoffs.
me I get hurt the first one? Like, I was sick.
Yeah.
I was sick. What's crazy, I couldn't even get like emergency care that night. So
You was feeling
You
it.
went to sleep with a broken
I had
fibula?
to go to sleep.
That's insane.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I couldn't get in no emergency room, no nothing that night. It was because they said they were too crowded or whatever to where they couldn't basically.
That's insane.
So I had to wait till the morning to actually get something done.
Right.
So all they gave me was crutches. And when I got back in the house, mind you, I couldn't even get my football pants off. So I'm in the crib. I can't go upstairs. So I'm downstairs in my football pants, can't get them off. Like, I stink.
Yeah.
At this point, like, I stink, bro. I just played a football game. I'm not even playing the entire first playoff game that I worked so hard to get to. And I couldn't go to sleep, bro. Like, the pain was so bad where I couldn't sleep. Like, every time I laid down, it hurt to where I got back up like every 10, 15 minutes, and my mom slept on the couch with me.
Mama Tuck, she the goat for real. I don't know, but Mama Tuck the goat for real.
Yeah, for that.
For real, for real.
One time I got up in the middle of the night, I had to go to the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, I looked myself in the mirror. When I looked myself in the mirror, I just had to make that choice because you play football. It's a contact sport. You know what comes with it.
Yeah.
So, not praying on it, not saying it, but that's what comes with the job. That's what can happen. So I had to look in the mirror and say, if this is something that you want to do collegiately at the next level, this is what comes. Are you going to sit around, mope around, and say you done because you got a real injury, or you going to work your ass off to get back and be better than what you was before? So I made that choice. I made that decision. See where I'm at now.
Yeah. You know, having Rajon, your brother, you know, a lot of people, or at least people here, you know, he's a professional football or basketball player.
Hold on. Rajon Tucker, like, went to Northside, Rajon Tucker?
Yeah.
That's my older brother. Yeah. Oh, bro. That's my big bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My brother and sister went to Northside for a while, and I was at Northside whatever year we was in 6th grade before I moved over here to Concord.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
I was growing up watching him hoop.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's
yeah.
wild. That's small.
The mixtapes on YouTube.
Yeah, like I was there. That's great. That's crazy.
Shout out Big Bro, man.
Shout out
Bro.
Rajon, That's
Bro.
wild.
But, you know, having him in his corner, you know, speaking to him and seeing what he's like, you know, he even motivated me. He motivated you, Amir, you come around, Jamari. Like, what was he telling you in that time? Because, you know, he's been through his own injuries, his own betting people betting. So what was he telling you?
If there's something you really want to work for it, you got to keep going.
You gotta go get it.
His favorite line to tell me is, "I gave you the blueprint." He still say it to this day. Like, I gave you the blueprint. You see where I am. You know, I am the lonely nights. Like, you done seen everything. I gave you the blueprint. You know what to do. Just know it in football terms and do it.
It's tough.
For real, bro. It's tough.
Transitioning from high school, especially with the injury,
Right.
like that being the end of your senior season, and we got to jump right into collegiate level football. We never got the chance to go to the next level and spend like an off-season transitioning to the next level.
Yeah.
Kind of unpack that for us. What does that look like? What are the major differences other than just like, you know, staying in your people's crib and then you move on campus?
Right.
Like, what does that process really look like when you transition to a higher level?
For me, it was a lot of physical therapy. Once I was able to get back again, I was so happy to get out of that. I got it. A lot of them people like me, like, bruh. And then I was like, I don't even know the word for it, but I'm looking at myself in the mirror. One of my mirror, my left calf smaller than my right calf.
Oh, that's crazy.
I feel like Larry the Lobster. Like, like big upper body, little legs. Like, I'm like, dang, bruh. Like, I can't like move this thing right now. But, at the time, my brother was home, and when he was home, there's a place called Factory, to where one of the trainers I still work out with him to this day. His name Evan.
Shout out Evan.
Yeah,
y'all.
shout
Shout out
Evan.
Evan.
He done a lot of my life, man. So my brother was working out with him, and then he told me once I got back moving and was able move again and different stuff. He was like, was a real good guy. A lot of his training that he did was working on body parts that you don't really like think about and using different stuff. So he was a big factor in my transition over to the collegiate level and getting my body, where I could at least compete for real.
Right.
But the transition isn't easy at all. And then going and switching positions, that was
crazy.
That's a whole nother topic, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That transition, not easy at all.
Yeah.
All right, so of course, we can't talk too much about the portal. I'm not the guy.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I hate to be the guy to have to be the first one. But
Right.
At Kent State, that was it. That was your only real D1 offer after everyone left and did you wrong, and you really didn't have like a choice. Now you have a choice, and obviously I know you a little bit, a little something, and we just want to know like, what do you look for in the school, just as like overall? Because now there's NIL, it's all about the money for some people. Some people might never touch this money again, but obviously I know you really don't care about money. You're good. Moms, Rajon, you're good. Right. So what do you look for in a school that makes you Tevin?
First of all, I look for how the players and the coaches bond is. Mm-hmm. I look at that. I look at the training staff, athletic training, and all that. Just Kent State actually, I've had connection with the people at Kent State that really helped me. Like one of the girls' names, her name Caitlin. I worked with her. Like I was her in the treatment room, 2 treatments every day. If I was healthy, if I was hurt, like it didn't matter. But I had such a good relationship with them that they took that time out for me, despite to where no matter how I felt, like they were going to make sure I was good. So I need that same support and stability wherever I go. So that's a big part because your body's your that's your money. So you feel me? So I need authentic. You know what I'm saying? From coaches, from players, this NIL and everything it's a business now. Which from the JMU topic, I learned it from a young age. So I know that and I've accepted that, and now I'm playing the game too. But on the same token, like I still have loyalty and I still have morals. So I want to be around people who's like-minded and like yoked to where their morals align with mine, to where we could accomplish everything we want to accomplish.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. After graduating high school and seeing everything, like as a man and no longer as a teenager, wanting to do all these things, everything he said was true. Like you said, you got to go get it. Somebody out there is working just as hard as you or harder. And what separates you from being different? I just want to know, what did he mean to you in your life? Because middle of junior year, you found out your mom had cancer. Nobody knew but probably him, you, and your family. And what was his impact on everything? What was he like for you? Because he was dealing with his father.
Right. So I'm gonna say something. He didn't know either. He didn't know till probably the week before my signing day.
What?
Yeah, I didn't. My mom told me and looked me in my face. She didn't even tell me, bro. She didn't, because she knew what it would do to me. Like, she didn't want to tell me, but she had no but to tell me. Like, I was the only one in the house. Rajon was off. It's just me and her, so she had no choice but to tell me. Yeah. So, but she told me and looked me in my face like, "Me and my mom want you to tell anybody. We'll get together." So you feel me? You like, mama say. Like, okay, bet. I'm with you. But Mormon had a big impact. I come from a single parent house. He was like another father figure for me, outside of my brother, because he was in college, so I didn't really see him like that. Right. But Mormon was the person I saw every day, to where he was able to have that impact on me as a father figure, to make that I was doing what was right in the class, right, keeping me on the right track as far as whatever it is. You know how we was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like just to keep me on track with everything. But on the football aspect, like even looking back, Cause like you said, we gave
Mormon hell. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being completely honest, he had to deal with, I don't even want to say no names, but
half the
team hated his guts. We didn't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
The defense was apart from the offense. It was bad. It was bad, but we made it look good. And with Mormon being our head coach, I'd be fine with that. If I could redo it again, I would be fine with that, and I would go 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I know what it took. Now, Tevin, he already knew.
Yeah.
And I feel like we shouldn't. That's why we're right here today, and that's why I want to say, like, personally, I apologize for what I was saying, what I was doing. Because I knew what I was doing was wrong. But, you know, Coach Mormon was a big impact in my life. Even after high school football, you know, he let me come and help on the defensive side, you know.
Coach.
Yeah, he helped me. So it's all love here, Coach Mormon. We're going to have you on here soon, trust. But, you know, that's my little thing.
With your injury being your last game, at that time, were you committed to Kent State by then? No. So how did that affect, like, coaches contacting you? Because, I mean, word gets out pretty quick, I'm assuming.
I can tell y'all a little story.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I lost everything.
Yeah.
Like all those coaches moved on. And then with the injury, Mormon told me that we're not going to tell colleges that you broke something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you know how that goes.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Barbecue
So,
chicken, GG.
Yeah. So he said we just going to it's a high brand. So he was. So I'm not gonna say he was rushing me back, but he back me to at least get into a boot.
Yeah.
I still had the
cast on,
the crush on, all that. So he at least wanted me to get in a boot before I collegiantly.
Right.
But one of the schools that recruited me was Old Dominion.
Yeah. ODU, we know a lot about them. We know a lot about Jack, Day. Shout out Lil Day.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Jack.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, because you know ODU was actually my first offer.
Yeah, I remember them coming to practice.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this
a good
is
first
crazy.
offer.
I'm talking
That's
about.
a great first offer.
But they came down. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, but ODU actually wanted me for safety, and at the time I was still receiver, to where that's just where my heart was.
Bro, you was making plays at receiver.
Yeah.
And we gonna put it in there, but bro, I'm talking about back corner end zone. I'm not gonna lie. To this day, I don't know how you did this. It was like back corner in the end zone. And he got 2 feet in the air. Like he was in the air, falling out of bounds, and his toes like just crazy.
Crazy.
Bro,
Yeah, that's crazy.
what are we talking about? Like, are we safety? Now, granted, when we were trash our junior year, he came down and laid the wood on some dude at West Rowan. I remember his mouthpiece popped out, and we were getting worked. And he hit him. I was like, we down 100, but we gonna play.
That's blue. They're blue, right?
Yeah. But yeah.
Like I said, I lost everything, so I didn't have nothing. Got back in the boot finally, started seeing coaches. Smaller different stuff. Like I saw Elon came by. Schools like that. Yeah, facts. But it was one day, I don't remember what day it was, but it was one day I still had a connection with ODU's safety coach. Mm-hmm. So thing about ODU, I had head coach contact, I had the safety coach contact, and I had the receiver coach contact. Because I still wanted to play receiver, and how badly ODU wanted me at the time, to where when I actually visited them one time, the head coach told me, he was like, you athletics, you scholarship, and then you could come here and play receiver. Now, granted, talking with moms and everything of the sort, I was like, y'all bring me up as receiver and then put me really want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm going to be mad. So, yeah, for sure. So, anyway, the safeties coach talked to me more than the receivers coach. Receiver coach only talked to me, may talk like twice. So I already knew where they were with it, to where they really just wanted me for safety. The safety coach was in town seeing another kid, some Charlotte kid or whatever, and he texted me, he hit me up when he was in town. Tell him I'm in town, like, what's up? I wanted to come by. I want to talk to you and your moms about things because at this point they moved on from me too, but he was the only one I still had contact with. So he came by the crib and sitting in the living room with me and my mom's. Like, he had a whole conversation, and it rubbed me the wrong way because leaving, like when he left the house, the moral of the conversation was by this point they didn't know if I was the same player that I was before the injury. Right. So they, instead of, mind you, they gave me an athletic scholarship, a safety scholarship. Right. So I was a scholarship kid. Right. Then when he was leaving, he was talking about he was being a walk-on.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
So
no.
Yeah, so I kind of had to put my foot down a little bit and be like, I know the type of person I am. I know what type of player I am to where I'm not gonna have my mom paying for my schooling, and I know I'm talented enough to go somewhere and be on scholarship.
Right.
But granted, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's business. So
Yeah.
I understand that now for sure.
Yeah,
but that was the little story time of what happened with that.